guys, Monday. This weekend has been very heavy for a lot of people, I believe. I think that's why I have a lot of people writing me email or questioning me about what happened to those who died from unpredictable impact. So anyway, I thought we would talk about that, so I can start answering email one by one. Anyway, before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I am an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Sorry, it's a heavy weekend for me, so I thought I kind of have to put myself together so we can talk about this. It's very unfortunate for what's happening around the world right now. Sometimes you think we are in better position, we can know things better, but things still happening. I guess, something must be learned that we may or may not see what the thing is. So I'm gonna quickly explain. I'm just gonna quickly explain to you guys what actually happened if people die for normal cause. So then you can make it easier to understand later. So when people die, as you know, if someone who is already know they're gonna die or expect their death, the chances they will get evolved much faster, right? As I say, you will be as a ghost, you evolve a bit faster. If you already let it go, whatever's supposed to let go while you're still alive, the chances you will evolve from, ghost and then to pass a white life. This procedure is gonna go really fast. Well, if you haven't done anything wrong before you, in your lifetime, that whole procedure should go really fast. If not, if someone who doesn't expect their death, right? The chances when they die, they may not be aware, or they may not be ready to let it go, or things like that. The chances it would take average about 72 hours. So that's about 3 days of time. Then for them to evolve from ghost form to pass the white eye. So that would be for people who do not expect their death, and they die. So, but I would say for average people like you and me who haven't done anything major damage to other people, who live our life, normally, no matter how you die, you expect your death or not expecting your death, it would take average between, right away to about 3 days. But usually when the moment you decide to let it go, or let go of whatever that is that you hold on to as a ghost, you will be guided by your spirit guide or other higher spirits, or even the people you are familiar with when you were still alive, and then you will get brought to the white light. You will be guided to the white light. Okay, so that is in normal cases. Now we have to talk about the cases that is unexpected. So unexpected, that could be, accidents or, nature causes or things like that. When you're living your life and you're not expecting you're going to die, that come across like a shock, right? So you come across a shock. Even in that situation, as I say, if you live a normal life regularly and things like that, even in that situation, you will still take roughly about 3 days. The chance of that is usually the first day. I would say the first day people would deal, the spirit who died would deal with their shockness, because, oh my God, why is this happening? And then their brain will have to go through a lot of things like what they wish they could have done and things like that. Usually they take about 1 day. Then when they're in ghost form, when they're second day, they kind of accept it. Oh my God, I guess this is happening, right? When the moment they start accepting their death, is the time they actually they will see their higher spirits are there. They will see people there to help them, right? So guide them. So eventually, I would still say around 3 days of time, they will come to this understanding and accepting this is what happened to me, and then move on. Whew. What happened to Paris is very unfortunate, but not just Paris. I mean, it's everywhere, right? It's there's Lebanon, and there's Korea. There are things, unfortunate things happen all over the world. And then there's, Syria still in war right now. I couldn't name it, and I wish one day I don't have to name what's happening out there. When events like this happen, this is what happened. When those unexpected things happen, especially if in such a mass scale, a lot of people put in panic and things like that, what they do not realize is their emotion. Their emotion will then spur in the air, and then that emotion creates some kind of atmosphere that will occupy in that place. So, if it's open space, that emotion, that gather energy will eventually get evaporate if it's open space. But if it's closing space, that emotion and energy will eventually get trapped inside the building, because, as I said, there's a lot of medium, right? So what they do is they absorb energy. So if things that happen in an enclosed space, that when the event happens, their emotion will actually be trapped in that space. That space will later on make people who is sensitive, maybe like me, or other people, they walk in, they will have that strong headache, or they feel spirits is still there. That's the most reason for it. So when people walk into a space, still feel, oh, my spirits must be mourning, so, sad and things like that. And then later on feed into that based on the event they know or they don't know, continue feeding the energy, believing the spirit is still there. That's what later on transform into, I talk about, there are spirits that also act and behave like a ghost, but they are not an actual ghost because they don't have a conscious. They are simply fed by human thought, right? But in regard of the spirits that who actually was killed there or something like that, they are not there. What I try to say is they are not there. As I say, we go back to the beginning, they usually would get evolved within 3 days. As for me, because I seen things like that, so it takes years for me to study to understand how I can push the time from 3 days to shorter time, because I don't want them to suffer. It's hard already what happened to them. It's hard already. They didn't expecting this, and then now as a ghost form, they're panicking, and then they don't know what to do. Not to mention they're dealing with the emotion they're dealing with before they die already. They're probably in shock. They're probably in whatever they're dealing with. Because I can see, I always think through this year, what I try to do is figure out how I can shorten that pain for them. Take a while for me to realize, instead of feeling sad, what I should do is actually send them blessing. This is something that you guys may or may not know, but I guess in my position is to tell you what I know. When humans are sad because we lost someone, then that sadness, I'm going to visualize, I'm going to make it the actual thing so you guys imagine what it's like. When we are sad, we deliver energy that is grayish, and I would say temperature about 17 or 18 degrees Celsius. So by continuous feeling sad, what happens is I see spirit that just linger on. Not so much because they cannot let go and understand that I'm dead now. It's more because they feel sad how much pain they create for the person that's still living. So they linger on, and then they continue absorbing those energy that you're giving out, which is grayish, about 17 or 18 degrees, right? So the more sad that you're feeling, the more they linger on. So they could have got evolved very soon, but they tend to feel for you. So they hang in there, right? So in the other hand, when things like that happen, instead of feeling sad, you bless them. You give them blessing. Give them blessing like, I wish, you can not feel this pain anymore. I wish you can move on faster. Or I wish in your next life you never have to deal with this again. Whatever blessing you're giving out, that blessing is actually white energy that's almost like light, and it gives you a temperature about 25 or 26 degrees. So what happens with that energy is, we all know, right, when we are in an atmosphere, like the temperature is just right. When the temperature is just right and it's bright, what do you feel? You feel relaxed. That's exactly the same energy that what blessing do. That blessing will make those low soul, they will shock, they will calm them, right? So, I don't know what your guys' perception is, but what I'm telling you is exactly what I see with my eyes. So when you can actually give someone blessing, someone deceased some blessing, you're warming, like you would say, we warm someone's heart. No, it go all deep into the soul to let them know it's okay. It's okay, they can move on. It's okay, right? So what they do is they carry among the blessing, and then they evolve to the soul. So there's actually chain reaction to all of this, because what happened is, like trauma that create in this current life, when they carry on to the next life, they are not so traumatized by it, which will become, I hope later on we can talk about, it could become phobia, it could become allergy, it can become autism and things like that. If you're able to give those deceased people a lot of blessing, trust me, they're able to use that. Those are something they can actually use to plan their next life, or even calm themselves right now, and even help them to move on. So, I know every time we lose something, we feel sad. I do too. I got loved one disease. I have, loving animal disease and things like that. But please do trust me on this. It's as hard as it is for them to go away. Give them blessing, because they can actually use this. And then they can actually move on with this. So, that's why I get it. Things happen. People start, praying for Paris, or praying for things like, the reason we pray is because we hope this is not going to happen again. For me, I focus on those people who die unfortunately, right? I trust country is a strong country. This is what they will fight it all. But I feel for those people who had to suffer through this, no matter what circumstance they are, right? So I understand why majority of the media or whatever, they're praying for friends, and all of a sudden I start seeing, that's great actually, things like this happen, a lot of people praying, great, as I say, if you understand what I was just talking about, because spirit can really use those energy, right? I guess what I try to say here is, then, within 12 hours, 24 hours, I start seeing blame. I start seeing blaming, like, well, Lebanon just dealing with the terrorist bomb 2 days ago. How come they don't got blaming? And things like that, right? What I'm saying is, sometimes people don't pray. You don't know what circumstance they are. They pray maybe because they have relatives living in Paris. Maybe they have, friends living there, so they pray more there and they pray there. It doesn't matter. For me, all the blessing are good blessing. So what I try to say here is, don't put blame in blessing, because what happened is, the moment that blame happen, you are lower that blessing degree, as I say, is white, about 25 and 26 degree, into a lower degree. You're putting gray into it. So you're making that energy that other people can actually use, those spirits can actually use to a lower degree, right? You're balancing it to about 20 degrees, and you're making it a bit heavier. So it's unfortunate, a lot of things are happening in the world right now, everywhere. Sometimes you may know it, sometimes you may not know it. But when you see other people are giving blessing out there, join them. If you feel like there's other country also need blessing. Instead of saying, why don't you bless them? How about just make them aware. Make them aware by saying, how about give some blessing to this country as well? Because, it may be the fact, like, it's not like they don't give blessing, it's just they don't know, Like me, I'm very ignorant sometimes. Sometimes I just don't know. But if you let me know, yes, I will send them blessing too, right? It's not a level they are better country, they are less country. It's simply I don't know. And I'm happy someone bring to awareness. So when I'm giving blessing to friends, someone let me know there's, tragic happened in, Lebanon, tragic happened in China, tragic happened in Korea, I will give them my blessing as well. So, if you raise my awareness, how about give blessing to this too, instead of saying, why don't you? Then you are lowering that degree. Next time, try a different method. Just say, how about let's pray for this as well, right? Don't change the energy because they need it. We may not need it. We're playing the judge to say, you're doing it wrong. But really, what do we know? We're not the one who suffer there. They are. And then they need that energy right now. So what I try to say is, it's unfortunate things like this happen, but we can make better of it. So let's all pray for them, wherever they are. The reason we pray, whether I'm, using the right word or not right word, is because we feel what it must be like. We put ourselves in a position and understand how painful it must be for them. Therefore, we wish all the best for them. We can only send them blessing. So whatever they are, things like that. So when you see someone send a blessing, don't put them down because spirit needs those energy. You may not need it, but those lost spirit out there, they do. So anyway, I hope that's not so heavy a topic for Monday, but whatever power we can, even if our blessing can only help one lost soul, that is something. So anyway, that's my topic of the day. I hope that's not too heavy for you guys, and let's all pray for the world. Let's hope one day we have no name, no country. We don't have to say anything because we all know what we are here for. Anyway, again, if you guys like what I'm doing, join me on Periscope, or go to my Facebook or subscribe my YouTube channel or my website ruowen.com. So here, let me finalize. If you guys are still asking me, will a spirit guide or higher spirit help those soul that is going through the trauma? Yes, they will. My answer to you is yes, they are always there. They are making sure people will be taken care of. So what we human can do, send them blessing and don't put blame into the blessing. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, but again, I'll see you guys tomorrow then. Bye.